What's up, everybody? On a podcast now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about what the mystery game could be that is going to be announced tomorrow in the Summer Game Fest. So we know, not every, at least by the time I'm recording this, I should say, not every game, not everything on that Phase 1 list has gotten a release date. But we do know, obviously, Inside Xbox last week, and we also know that there's going to be a brand new game being revealed tomorrow. Really fast, before I jump into this, I want to promote the Discord. We have a Discord on podcast now. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. If you guys feel inclined, definitely check it out. There's already a community there. Talks about all sorts of different things. We got lots of different categories of basically topics you guys can talk about. Again, check it out if you guys are interested. Now, in terms of this game, in terms of what this game could be, you gotta, I think, play by the rules of what we've gotten already. Now, I've already been asked a couple times on the channel, what do I think the game could be? Well, here's the deal. Firstly, it needs to fit a couple of pieces of criteria, in my opinion. Firstly, is it needs to be a game from a publisher that is on that Phase 1, right? There's not going to be some, especially because, again, like Inside Xbox and all of these, by the way, all of these things are their own. Jeff Keighley specified that I think in that Reddit, like Ask Me Anything, he made sure to clarify that, look, and it's exactly actually what I said. I said in the past Batman video, Summer Game Fest is like an umbrella, right? They're like the promoter. They're like the, whatever word you want to use, but I think promoter is a good word to use, of all of these different companies. So like Inside Xbox is Microsoft's own thing, but you could have watched it on Xbox. You could also have watched Jeff Keighley's thing of it, but it's theirs. Jeff Keighley is just kind of housing them all in one spot in the Summer Game Fest. So that's something to keep in mind, right? And that's what Inside Xbox was. But this game on Tuesday is like, okay, this is again a game from a publisher in the Summer Game Fest. So it needs to be one of the 16 publishers that were listed on that graphic, right? We've all seen that graphic. Needs to be something like that. Now, that's really it. That is, it's basically a criteria of one that's official, that's confirmed. Now, what I personally think, and I've said this to a couple of the people that have asked me, Jeff Keighley's amazing, okay? I love the guy. He does a great job. He's so into it, right? Obviously, he believes in the power, and he's literally trying to do an E3 and a Gamescom and all this kind of stuff. He's doing it by himself, pretty much, right? He's trying to save, basically, the gaming industry, right? He does the Game Awards every year, but one thing he does is he overhypes, and he kind of pumps anything he does, basically, up to the moon, and then a lot of times it doesn't deliver. Now, again, is that necessarily his fault? Well, I do it. I would do it, with anything, right? If you're going to do something, pump it up, make it sound amazing, and I'm sure in his mind, he thinks all of them are amazing. But again, Inside Xbox was good last week. It wasn't incredible. For what it was, showing a bunch of the games, it was good. It was actually great. But we all thought it was going to be a lot of gameplay, maybe some bigger games, not even massive games like in the Watch Dogs or Dying Light kind of category, right? Like the B-list kind of games, which they are very big, but they're not like the biggest games on the planet. So basically what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to set up is my criteria for tomorrow, without sounding too mean basically at Jeff Keighley, is I think you got to keep expectations low. I've tried to do that. A lot of times I talk myself into situations where I don't do that, especially even with Inside Xbox. But for this, I truly am going to keep expectations low. I know people are going to ask, is it Batman? Is it Harry Potter? A lot of people that watch these videos, watch my videos, they're into Warner Bros., right? They're into the superhero kind of stuff, which is fine. I love that. You guys are absolutely awesome. You all know that. But, when you think of it like that, firstly, all three of those games I listed are Warner Bros. Games, okay? So here's what I think. I think that if you go through these publishers, if you come up with one that you think can announce a ton of stuff all in like one time, I don't know if they would be this mystery game. So Warner Bros. Is a good example. Now, my personal prediction, if you were to ask me, and again, I've been wrong. I predicted some games I thought we would see at Inside Xbox. I was wrong on all of them, okay? So I do have to kind of clarify for the record that I'm not always perfect on my predictions. I would think it's like a B-level game. And by the way, it's got to be a game that we haven't seen yet because it's the reveal of it. So it can't be a game that we know exists, like from the company. So even a game, and again, we made this video a couple days ago, like a GTA or maybe like Elden Ring could be a game people are throwing around. Come up with a game that you're thinking of. If the game has already been announced or already been shown once, or again, even like GTA, it's already known, even like, I guess, BioShock, but I guess you could argue, well, GTA and BioShock, are they technically revealed yet? Like, they're talked about, but has there been an unveiling of it yet? No, so you could maybe argue that it could be something like that. By the way, I don't think it is GTA 6. I don't think it is BioShock, the new BioShock. I don't think it's either of those. Again, I think it's a game that hasn't been talked about yet, hasn't been announced yet, but I don't think it's super high up there. Again, you look at these companies, I think a lot of them are going to want to do their own thing. So it could be, again, my personal prediction, I feel like it's going to be a remaster, okay? I would say maybe like a Crash remaster / remake, I should say. Could it be like a Crash Twinsanity game? Yeah. Could it be Crash Bash? Could it be a new Crash game? Yeah. I think Crash games, they're big. They warrant I guess, and I mean, in this case, it's giving, unless anything else has happened since I've recorded this video up until when you guys are seeing it, tomorrow is solely this new game. It's only this new game. It's not like there's going to be 13 other things happening. Remember how I said I hate it when E3 comes along and it's like 10 different conferences all in like 2 or 3 days where they don't overlap, but they get pretty darn close, and none of them really can take the spotlight because it immediately shifts to the next one. You know, I've always said I hated that, and with this Summer Game Fest, you have the possibility of that you can spread them all out because there is no E3. You're not bound to a 3-day period, and yet some of the announcements for Summer Game Fest is Cyberpunk and EA's live stream both on the same day. So they're already making pretty stupid mistakes, in my opinion, for putting these things on the same day when realistically you could give every single publisher a day completely to themselves and still have days left over because it's a 4-month period. But that's, again, that's a side thing. But again, using that logic, tomorrow is solely this game. Now, does that mean it's going to be a game that warrants everybody talking about it for a full 24 hours? No, not necessarily. It could be a very small indie game. It could be a game that none of us are thinking of. I mean, it very much could be that, right? Absolutely could be that. But I feel like it's got to have some sort of kick to it, some sort of talking power to it, right? So again, I think a remaster, again, Crash is the first one that comes to mind because it's Activision, and Activision is on phase 1. But here's another one for you, just to ponder. I mean, I'm just going to give a couple of these because these are just things to ponder. Again, I really think remasters. I saw some people say maybe like a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 remaster. Well, we know that game from leaks and rumors, that game is pretty much done. They're pretty much sitting on that game, but it's pretty much done and ready to come out. Could it be that? Yeah, I actually think that game fits the bill. Like, Call of Duties are massive games, but a remaster of a Call of Duty isn't like the top, upper echelon tier, but it's not nothing, right? It's kind of right in that middle. Same thing with like a Crash remake or something remaster. Maybe Mass Effect, right? We know EA from the past videos we've done on this channel. EA seems to be doing a whatever game it is. Doesn't necessarily have to be Mass Effect, but EA is doing a remaster coming out sometime over the next year. Could that be Mass Effect? Could it be Dead Space? Could it be Knights of the Old Republic? Any one of them, again, isn't the biggest game in the world, but it's not an indie game. It's not something that people would talk about for an hour or two and then stop talking about it. No, if there's a Mass Effect remaster, people, at least for a day, right? At the very least, for a day, people would talk about it. So it could be that. I really do think it's going to go in the way of remasters, something like that. Because, again, they have talking power because they're games that used to be popular, that are still around, right? People still talk about them. Games still kind of use these games as influences for them. All these kind of things. These games still exist now, but they don't solely exist now, right? They're not the biggest things in the world now. Maybe they were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like all these, go off all these years ago, but not right now. But again, I'm trying to keep my expectations low. So while I'm not expecting a huge game, a game we've never heard before that's just going to knock everybody's socks off and be the biggest thing humanly imaginable, while I'm not expecting that, I'm also not expecting some, again, like an indie game. And by the way, I'm not going against that. I love indie games. There's a long period of my gaming career where I only played games that were made from very, very small developers. And I am actually trying, especially as this channel grows, I'm trying to get back into that. I'm trying to identify games that are smaller, and I'm trying to reach out to people, contact them, trying to play them for you guys in live streams or videos. I'm actively trying to do that. So I'm not like against, just so you guys all know, I'm not against smaller similar games, but I just feel like based off of the situation, they wouldn't go that way. The final thing, though, is so, like, again, with expectations, I'm not expecting something huge. I'm not expecting something small. Could it be either of them? Yeah, another thing is it could also be, like I just said, a game that we do already know about that maybe in my mind I feel like is already revealed, and yet it's not by some definition of Jeff Keighley, and that game is the game that gets announced tomorrow. So, listen, I'm trying to set my expectations low so I don't get disappointed. Is it possible they throw it through a loop and say, no, well, we're still going to disappoint you because we're still going to give you just an absolute nothing game or a game that you thought was revealed but isn't officially fully revealed. Now we're going to officially fully reveal it, kind of like wasting everybody's day. Because I'll tell you, tomorrow, the third video of the day, we do 3 videos a day. The third video of the day tomorrow, I'll be talking about whatever it is. Whichever game it is, we'll be talking about it here. But we'll get to all hear my impressions, including myself. I'll get to hear my impressions tomorrow when it happens. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Which game or what game in general do you think it is? Do you have any idea? Do you think, again, like I said, do you think they're shooting kind of for the middle? Do you think it could be a massive game? Do you think it could be a smaller game? Let me know in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And thank you, as always, for watching, guys. I truly appreciate it. Videos every single day. And like I said, tomorrow, the third video of the day, basically right after the announcement, we'll be talking about whatever game it is, okay? Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.